Kashish, who is your favorite QIP teacher among the classes you attended?
Basava open source. Sir.
Oh, all of us. Like he's favorite for all of us. What did you like about him? Like, but any particular things?
Sir, he is so exact in what he's teaching. It is almost shocking. He knows the exam so well. I would feel that I know the exam well. I can predict what is going to be asked. I can predict. I had done the PYQ so many times that I used to feel I used to tell my parents that I can predict these many questions are going to come from polity. These many questions are, and the nature of questions is going to be like that. And anybody can do that. UPSC is giving you the fodder to make it predictable, and that is PYQs. Do PYQs again and again and again, but Basava sir is on another level altogether. He is very good. Yes, sir.
So I guess as far as these students are concerned, for them, what matters is the right strategy, right? What to do, when to start. For example, the most important thing, as far as I'm concerned, for them, what matters is to what extent should they focus on current affairs? Like, since they have started the journey now, should they actually focus a lot on reading newspapers? Should they focus a lot on reading current affairs?
No,
Because
no.
I keep telling them, but if it comes from a horse mouth, especially from a topper, probably they will be able to correlate to that, right?
If you are just starting, if this is the beginning of your preparation, understand that this is the most crucial time. If you are doing, if I have done my mains entirely from Basava sir's lectures, recorded lectures that were available on the portal. I had taken the mains test series and he is amazing. I really am thankful to him, sir. I've never had the chance to talk to you, but it is whatever he teaches, what each word that he says is so relevant. The questions, at least for mains, I know questions directly come from what he's teaching you. So just focus on your basic material. In the prelims exams, you will understand, you will realize when you take it that especially for economics, they are not that current driven schemes, maybe one or two questions from what is going on in current affairs. It will be from your basic understanding of first principles of eco, how money is working, how the budget is formed. It is truly from the basic knowledge that you are going to now develop about the subject. They are testing how much you understand economics as it is and not current affairs. As I have clearly talked about, the four big pillars are always going to be very subject specific, knowledge driven, core knowledge driven. Four smaller pillars, that is science and tech, environment, IR, those are current driven and you will need current for those. But from what I found, even reading newspapers will not be all that helpful for those subjects also. Reading the newspaper is only going to help you develop a very holistic understanding of what is going on, and you should not spend more than 1 hour on the newspaper. Right now you should focus on your classes and focus on really understanding the subject, and that is the most important thing you can do, and that is going to follow throughout the preparation. In my interview, if I was asked anything from economics, it was not current driven. Mains is also, they are not in the mains exam, they are not going to ask you exactly topics from the news. They are going to ask you your subject knowledge. It is, you almost need to have a undergraduate level understanding of economics as a subject. So identify your basic source materials, stick to it, and do it very thoroughly. You should be very clear with the syllabus as it stands. The syllabus that your teachers are providing you is, it is derived from PYQs, and questions are going to come from there.
Yeah, Kashish, thank you.
Yes.
Want you to, just talk to students about, it is basically as to when should they start answer writing. So I have seen a lot of students coming to me and asking me, sir, should I start answer writing for economy now only? Or should I wait for certain duration of time? So can you just tell them as to when should they start focusing on answer writing?
Yes, sir. So, sir, I started answer writing. I was a little late, I think. Last year when I took mains 2022, I started answer writing after I qualified for prelims 2022. Before that, I had not written a single mains answer. But I understand that it varies from student to student. I personally thought that I'll be able to write quickly and I have a good hold over language and I don't find it very difficult to frame sentences. And if you are at that level, you don't need to focus all that much on answer writing, primarily because you don't have the sort of knowledge which is required to come up with a good rounded answer. So right now, focus on first developing that knowledge base. Answer writing should be started at least after you've once covered all of your syllabus. You chart out what according to you is the syllabus for, if we are talking about economics, you chart out this should be my syllabus for eco, and you have to do it at least once, revise it at least once so that you are able to write. You have to write, everyone knows that you have to write that answer in 7 minutes, and it has to be filled with facts. It has to be very heavy on source information, and for that you need to study first. You can't start writing, so please don't start writing from day one. What if you really think that you want to practice, what a good idea is for you to do one or two questions every day before you are going to sleep. Sit down and just try to think of what will be my answer if this was a question from what you've studied that day. I would also do it. I did not do this very thoroughly, but I realized that this is a good strategy to go about it. Whatever you studied in that day, before you go to sleep, you can just chart out an answer inside your head. But don't keep writing and don't start attempting proper mocks at this stage. That will not be helpful and it probably will demoralize you a little because the marking is so strict in mock papers anyway.
Kashish, coming to the next question.
Yes.
Uh, how was your answer writing practice in the QIP classes? Since you are our QIP student, right? So your experience in the QIP will actually help these students as well as to how did the QIP classes help you with respect to answer writing? Can you just talk to them about that?
Yes, sir. QIP classes are very helpful. I'll share something personal. I have taken it both times for 2022 mains and 2023 mains. In my attempt in 2022, I did not go through the classes. I could not manage my time properly, and I felt like I don't have the time to go through them. And I think that did affect my understanding of how the answer should be like. This time around, I went through all the classes for all subjects, and it really helped in framing a proper answer. The points that should figure in my answer. We understand that the mains question, one question has at least two parts. The two mains that I have taken, at least for paper 3, each question had three parts. They ask you to answer different topics from the same subject. Uh, one, for example, a topic is being asked, they ask you different aspects of it. So, what is the impact of this topic? What is the need for this specific thing? And you have to develop an understanding and you have to be very quick on your feet. You don't have time. Mains is really a race against time. So those classes help me understand what should be written under what subpart. If the question is asking me what the need for something is, you have to directly come to this. This is the reason why this specific scheme is required. For example, if we are talking about, for example, right now I can think of agriculture because that would be the first main topic in the magazine. So if the question is about water and agriculture, they are going to ask you different aspects of it. What is the need of say drip irrigation and what are the challenges and what are the impacts? So you have to be very direct. And those classes help me understand how to deal with different aspects of the same question, and what is the most relevant point that should figure in my answers.
Thank you, Kashish.
Yes, sir.
Can you just discuss the importance of feedback as well as mentoring as far as the UPSC journey is concerned? Because when people actually start the journey, most people are actually lost as to what to study, what not to study. In that particular context, what is the importance of mentoring as far as UPSC journey is concerned?
I did not have a mentor or any guidance. When I started out, I overestimated my capability and I underestimated the level of difficulty of this exam. I thought I can do all of it on my own. I know what to study, where to study from, and that sort of elongated the whole process of it. I've now realized that if I had some guidance while I was starting out, you have you have to prepare absolutely on your own. Studying, self-study is the key to it. But having the right guidance and mentorship really cuts short the time that is going to take for you to arrive at the right path. I had to do a lot of trial and error, try this source out, that source out, what sort of material should be done, what is relevant, what is going to figure in the exam. So if you have somebody who's telling you do this, you should trust them, and that mentorship really helps you, because understand that people who are in this ecosystem, they are constantly trying to figure out what this exam is, and they're doing this job for you. So trust them and keep studying. That will cut short the time that is going to take for you to cover the syllabus and start attempting mocks, because it took me a lot of time. I was completely on my own. I was not in touch with anybody. I was at my house doing everything on my own, and that takes a lot more time. So, right guidance and mentorship is important. They'll tell you what to do, where to do from, and then you just have to sit and do it. So, that helps.
Thank you, Kashish. Thank you so much. Thank you for your
Thank you, sir.
interaction.
I've never had the opportunity to interact with you. I've only seen your recorded lectures. I was never in a live lecture even, but it has your. I scored the least in GS paper 3, and I'm confident that my score has improved the most in GS paper 3. I
Yeah.
scored 67 in mains 2022. Marks are still not out, but I
Mhm.
am very sure that I've performed very well this time only because of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kashish. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Even I've actually not seen you in the class. So I think you must have seen the recorded classes all the time.
Recorded. All of them were recorded, sir.
Yeah, yeah. And for a teacher, anytime the greatest sense of satisfaction is when students clear the exam, they reach out to us and they tell us that we have some other way helped them in clearing the exam. It gives us a huge sense of satisfaction. And not just that, it keeps us more motivated. And I'm so happy that you have been able to clear the examination because of our efforts. The
Yes, sir.
entire family of RAU'S IAS is very, very happy for you. We're
Thank you,
extremely
sir.
glad for you.
Thank you,
And
sir.
please keep up the good work throughout your journey,
Thank
right?
you, sir. Thank
And I'm
you.
pretty sure all the students sitting in the class have actually enjoyed your interaction. They've learned a lot from your interaction. Most of the students are actually starting the journey now only. They started the classes now. And let's see more of these students sitting in the class go on to become the next Kashish, right? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, sir.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you so much.